If it is your custom, please stand as you're able for the playing of the national anthem.
Beloved Obies, this invocation serves as a time for theist and non-theist alike to pause on the threshold of this grand occasion, to let our hearts catch up with us, and to embrace all this moment holds. Please join with me each in your own way as I share these words. Before Oberlin, this was the place of the Haudenosaunee. 6 nations bound by their humility with nature, a spirit of gratitude, peacemaking, guided by truth and reason, whose highest praise for another translates real person. May their lessons teach us still, and may our lives lived each day be the active acknowledgement honesty requires. And on these sacred grounds, Oberlin is forever proud of you, the triumphant class of 2026. For all the joy we feel in this moment, we are not without loss, unspeakable grief. Today we remember sisters, brothers, parents, grandparents, classmates, friends, loved ones whose presence here at Tappan Square we sorely miss. And on this day, marked in our nation as a day of remembrance, we are mindful of the many who through service died for all they believed, and the sacrifice that families still carry. Let peace be our clarion call. Your Oberlin journey has been marked by extraordinary challenges, heartaches, but also exhilarating moments, dreams realized, achievements unimagined. In all things, you belonged to one another. In striving to become all you are created to be, you challenged Oberlin to live to its name, that it might be the Oberlin our world so desperately needs. The late Oberlin Professor Bell Hooks taught us that hope emerges from those places of struggle where we witness individuals positively transforming their lives and the lives around them. Together we transform. Together we choose hope. We speak truth to all that is not. Together we uphold the dignity of all humans. Together we balance the scales of justice for women, children, trans people. Together we embrace any who call themselves a family. We lift the immigrants, mindful we are one. Together we house the displaced. We lift the poor. We hold the frightened, the vulnerable. At Martin Luther King Jr.'s bidding, made plain at Oberlin, we stay awake. Awake to do justice and love mercy, to care for the planet, our one sacred home, to study war no more, to live peaceably with all so far as it depends on us, to say aloud the hard words, I'm sorry, forgive me, I love you. And for older generations bearing witness today, may we be slow to judge today's graduates as they strive to bring healing to a much beleaguered planet they are inheriting from us. Rather, let us put our shoulder to the wheels. They are turning already farther and faster, asking, how can I help you? Where do you need me? One thing more, on this day of all days, may there be joy abundant, blessings on the class of 2026 and the Oberlin family always. May the degrees conferred here, the experiences which formed you, and the relationships nurtured in Oberlin, on campus and across this noble town, prepare you for a world too great for anything but truth, too small for anything but love. May it be so.
Good morning, Oberlin. I am so glad you're here. And I'm so glad that David invokes love, because it's certainly here in great quantity. I'm Chuck Birnbaum. I'm chairman of the Board of Trustees of Oberlin College and Conservatory. I want to welcome the class of 2026 and those celebrating its members, families, friends, the faculty, President Ambar, deans of the college and the conservatory, administration, Oberlin staff, alumni, members of the Oberlin City community, and all those who are working hard to make this event memorable for our class of 2026. Before we begin today's celebration, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the significance of this day. We're gathered here on Memorial Day. We pause to honor and remember men and women who gave their lives in service to our country. Their sacrifice has made possible the freedoms we enjoy and the opportunities we celebrate today. It's fitting in a moment that marks both an ending and a beginning for you, our graduates, that we also reflect on the meaning of service, commitment, and responsibility to something greater than ourselves. May we carry forward that spirit in the lives we lead and the contributions we make. So now let's move forward with celebrating your achievements, class of 2026. This is my first commencement as chairman of the board. I'm in my first year as chair and my 11th as a trustee. It's a true pleasure serving this institution. You could say I'm a part of a family, an OB family, because in addition to myself, my daughter Julia, who happens to be here as a graduate, my sister and my brother-in-law are graduates, and my in-laws have grandparents and great-grandparents who graduated from Oberlin. My daughter graduated in 2017, and she's most of the way through a PhD program in clinical psych at the University of California, Irvine. Her journey as a graduate underscores Oberlin's greatness. After graduation, her Oberlin professors coached her well into 2 jobs at prestigious research labs at UC San Diego and then UCLA. When it came time to apply for a PhD, UC stepped up to keep her in the fold so someone like NYU couldn't steal her away. She invited me to hear her speak recently at a wellness conference at UC Riverside. There she spoke as a co-author of an article on superwoman schema in women of color with low positive affect. Those of you who have internet connectivity, you can look that up. She and her colleagues studied whether the stress from that condition shortened women's lives by measuring the length of their chromosome telomeres, or the protective caps on the end of chromosomes. I don't share this with you to brag about my daughter, although of course I'm very proud of her. I share this with you to demonstrate that people who graduate from Oberlin do important work. People who graduate from Oberlin apply their minds and push the borders of knowledge. People who graduate from here energize society. You too, as graduates 2026, will do this through your art, your music, creative writing, research, intensive study and analysis, and hard work. We're here to confer you with an Oberlin degree, and by that act, release you into the future. This begins an odyssey for each of you, a journey where the course will inevitably change as forces you do not control move the stones and dust in the path before you. Like many alumni, I'm a witness that Oberlin will stay with you the entire way. I use that term witness because, after all, as many of you know, I'm an attorney. And as a managing partner in one of the largest law firms in the world, I've gathered a few observations over the years that I hope will help you, class of 2026, on your journey. There's a debate today as to the consequences of pandemics, war, AI integration, cultural and social shifts, and other forces washing over the world. One upshot is that a lot of people are wondering whether work will ever be fulfilling again, or whether it will be something you must endure. Our graduates, many of you have probably asked yourself that same question. Well, let me tell you, if you remain your own strong steward, you will find careers that have plenty of joyful experiences along with the not-so-joyful ones. In the 70s, when I attended Oberlin, a phrase became popular and appeared on bumper stickers: between self and system. In essence, it means that we should strive to preserve our independence intellectually and emotionally while remaining connected to larger systems. I learned much about that here. I have no doubt that many of you have as well, because you've told me. This concept will remain a major part of your lives. Success is measured by how well you create, build, and spread your network. That takes an extraordinary fusion of yourself with all kinds of communities and individuals. Between self and system, you must spot the issues in your life. I was taught at Georgetown University Law Center that whenever a problem is presented, first diligence it, plumb the facts, from a chaotic mass of facts, distill the issues presented by the problem, then apply the law and reasoning to the facts to address the issues. That might sound like lawyer speak, but it's really a way of thinking clearly when everything around you is noisy. The professional approach works whether you labor at a complex institution, in a complex home, or among complex people. It works whether you apply the law, philosophy, rigors of scientific experimentation, the laws of physics, the art of human interaction, or other areas of knowledge and morality. Clearly identify the issues of importance to your life. Resist letting micro-learning, macro lenses of society and overwhelming information online crush you. Resist letting other forces set your values and moral compass to review the facts. You prioritize the information that you find. You will also need to engage a high level of self-teaching, relearning, and adaptation. Employers and graduate programs expect you to teach yourself everything from application of artificial intelligence to interpersonal communication and networking. A brief word on technology. We used to tell summer clerks in my industry, in the legal industry, that as clerks and associates, they should focus on skill creation and development. It's sort of unfortunate, and it pulls at my heart, that now we have to tell them to learn to do what machines cannot. There's plenty in that space, though. For example, judgment, taste, the read of a room, knowing when to push and when to listen. Much of what we do in the professional world is to evolve as people, and through that personal evolution, transform what our clients and customers need for their success. Finally, allow yourself to perceive truths that appear on your internal radar. For example, we throw the word love around a lot. Like, I love cheese dogs. Would you date a cheese dog? No. You eat a cheese dog. You may love science fiction. You can't marry Star Trek. It's a show. Love is complicated. It obviously isn't about romance exclusively. People grow to love communities, networks, business partners, and institutions. That kind of love, class of 2026, generates opportunity. And here's the thing. It's okay to love all kinds of experiences at work and in your further studies. The project that keeps you up at night, the team that supports you, the place that teaches you something about yourself, the work itself. What I leave you with is this. It is okay to have that kind of love and to find appropriate ways to express it, to the work, to the people, to yourself. Hold your ground between self and system. Spot the issues. Do what machines cannot, and let yourself love what you do. Now go out there and do it. Congratulations.
Welcome everyone to this 2026 commencement celebration, marking the 193rd year of Oberlin College and celebrating the 160th year of Oberlin Conservatory. I want to thank you, class of 2026, for contributing so much to Oberlin's success. Right now, I would like you to acknowledge the people who helped you be here, namely your parents, your grandparents, families, and friends. At this time, I would like to acknowledge the members of our distinguished faculty who are retiring this year. They are Joyce Babiak, Frances W. Lydia L. Davis, Associate Professor of Religion, Matt Elrod, Professor of Chemistry and Biochemistry, Kai Lee, Senior Lecturer in Chinese, Leonard Smith, Frederick B. Arts Professor of History, and Jeff Whitmer, Professor of Statistics. Thank you for your dedicated service for Oberlin. And now, nothing gives me greater pleasure than to introduce your class speaker, Katie Prescott. A native of Stamford, Connecticut, Katie graduates today with a degree in creative writing, a minor in dance, and a concentration in arts administration and leadership. At Oberlin, she's been a leader and a collaborator across campus as a peer advisor leader, TAP director and executive board member of Vibe Dance Company, and a contributor to Wilder Voice magazine. She also has worked with Oberlin Theater and Dance and served as an assistant choreographer and dramaturg for Haymarket, a new folk musical. Katie is also an accomplished emerging artist, recognized nationally as a finalist in the Concord Theatrical's Off-Broadway Short Play Festival, where her short story, Ghost Stories and Walls, published in 2024. After graduation, Katie will join the Virginia Theater Festival while continuing her work as a writer. Please join me in welcoming Katie, your class speaker of 2026.
Faculty, staff, friends, family, and fellow graduates, I'm honored to stand here as a representative of the brilliant, resilient class of 2026. I'm unbelievably grateful for my time here at Oberlin, from the little glimmers to the big discoveries, the struggles and the victories. This moment of pomp and circumstance can't exist without the moments that build to it. A quiet morning walk in the Arb, a eureka moment in office hours, squabbling over a card game with friends on a Wednesday night. If I'm honest, it's surreal that this day is here. It's particularly surreal for me to be up here speaking to you because 4 years ago at my high school graduation, I was committed to a big university in another state with a different major. After a year of trying to convince myself that I liked SEC football and my massive lecture classes, I transferred into Oberlin as a sophomore. During the summer between my two collegiate experiences, many well-intentioned folks in my life gave me a lot of scrunched up expressions of pity. I could tell there was some underlying belief that I'd made a grave mistake with my initial decision and was now trying to redirect onto the right path, doomed to getting a mere 3 years at Oberlin. And some of these conversations were with the same people who a year prior suggested that if things didn't work out at my first school, I could always just transfer. That word just does a lot of heavy lifting in our culture, doesn't it? Especially in this overachieving, overcommitted group of OBs. I'm just in the ensemble. It's just a 6-page paper, nothing crazy. It's just 2 pirouettes, I should be able to do 3. It's this sneaky way of undercutting all the hard work we pour into the things we care about. And once you notice the just, it's difficult to unhear it. My arts management professor pointed this out a little over a year ago, and since then I've caught it in my own speech, seen it in the media, and overheard it around me all the time. I'm just not qualified enough to go for it. My research just isn't that unique. It's just not possible. It's just not worth it. These justs stack up, blocking us from building a world that's ultimately more culturally rich and socially equal and, well, just. We're graduating into a country, an economy, a society that's hard to think about for too long without a pit growing in your stomach. Many of us are leaving Oberlin with a more crystallized sense of self, as the world around us seems to be getting more confusing and unclear by the millisecond. It can feel tempting to fall into the void of the justs, that we're just not equipped to do anything to make a difference, that it's just too hard. But I find myself thinking of a line by Florence Welch of Florence and the Machine. Yeah? Is this how it is? Is this how it's always been? To exist in the face of suffering and death and somehow keep singing. Somehow, OBs always keep singing. I mean, we all know an overtone. Those guys sing nonstop. The point is that we as humans make things to share the burden. We each find what we do best, whether that is playing a concerto, or starting a nonprofit, or creating code, and we embrace it. We experiment and calculate and find solutions. We read Homer and Shakespeare and Frederick Douglass and Toni Morrison. We feel the anger and the fear, and we muster our strength to say the hard truths and do the challenging things anyway. And we do those things because, as Baruch Spinoza said, all things supremely excellent are as difficult as they are rare, and nothing supremely excellent, difficult, or rare is just anything. As we scatter toward Oberlin towards our next adventures, I'm going to challenge all of us to weed that word from our vocabularies, myself included. Whatever is your way to keep singing, however you strive for the supremely excellent, whether through literal music, or solving equations, or creating policy, please remember what brought you here, the people who supported you, and the experiences that constructed you, and all the incredible things you bring to the table. When we're thoughtful about how we speak about them, when we shun the justs, we avoid reducing ourselves. It's those changes that ensure we can take up the space we've rightly earned. If I can make one exception to this rule of justs, it's for all of us to proudly say, I just graduated from Oberlin College and Conservatory. Thank you so much. And congratulations to the class of 2026.
Class of 2026, since you're about to become alumni of Oberlin College and Conservatory, it's my pleasure to introduce to you one of our key alumni leaders, Tiffany Luckett, class of 1999, and president of the Oberlin College Alumni Association.
Congratulations, class of 2026. We are overjoyed to welcome you to the Oberlin alumni community of more than 42,000 OBs who stay connected with one another, the college, and the conservatory. We can't wait to see how you will change the world. Today, I am privileged to introduce an amazing alumna whose influence in Oberlin and the broader world has brought about positive change and created opportunities for thousands of OBs. Our 2025 Alumni Medal recipient, Leah Modigliani, class of 1986. For context, the Alumni Medal is the highest honor the Oberlin Alumni Association bestows, and it recognizes outstanding, sustained, and unique service to Oberlin College. In the years since her graduation, Leah has certainly exemplified this type of service with her commitment to Oberlin and its students. Representing the fourth of 5 generations in her maternal line to graduate from Oberlin, Leah holds a high honors degree in economics from Oberlin and an MBA from Harvard Business School. Her distinguished and sustained career in finance and investments is filled with achievements. Serving at Morgan Stanley, Leah co-developed the now industry standard M2 measure of risk-adjusted return, as well as a stock risk rating system for Morgan Stanley worldwide. She has been a portfolio strategist, research analyst, portfolio manager, and executive director, having advised mutual fund managers, hedge funds, pension funds, and foundations, and endowments on asset allocation, portfolio construction, and investment decisions. Leah has been featured in media such as the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, CNN, and CNBC, among other outlets. And she has served at the International Finance Corporation of the World Bank, Neuberger Berman, and Bridgewater Associates. President Ambar says all the time that the world needs more OBs. When I think of Leah's professional accomplishments, it reminds me how important it is that OBs find their way to the top of all fields of endeavor. Because people who are shaped by Oberlin can take our values wherever they go to the benefit of institutions and the world. In the category of sustained service to Oberlin, you don't get much more sustained than more than 2 decades on one committee. Leah joined the Oberlin Investment Committee of the Board of Trustees as a non-board member and served for 24 years, including 6 as co-chair. Note that I said non-board member, meaning all the work and none of the glory. During her tenure, the endowment more than doubled in size, providing vital scholarships as well as support for faculty, athletics, arts, libraries, the museum, and the conservatory year over year, all for the benefit of Oberlin students. And it isn't just committee service. Having belonged to a co-op herself, Leah has also served as an official advisor to OSCA student leadership. With a lifelong commitment to social justice, Leah is a pro bono consultant to numerous nonprofits and serves as president of the Board of Youth Communication and as an advisor to the Hidden Legacies Project at NYU, Slavery, Race, and Contemporary Institutions in the United States. Leah, it is a fact that generations of Oberlin students have benefited and will benefit from your unfailing commitment and service to Oberlin College and Conservatory. You exemplify the best of Oberlin values in your service and the community at large. With gratitude, it is my pleasure to present you with the 2025 Alumni Medal. Congratulations, and thank you.
Our first award continues Oberlin's long tradition of recognizing community leaders for their service and achievements. I would like to begin by asking the candidate for the award for distinguished service to the community to please present themselves. Presenting the award will be Ruby Adut and Liliana Dodson, both from the class of 2026.
President Ambar, members of the faculty, graduating students, parents and family, and distinguished guests. It is our honor to present Rosa Gadsden for the 2026 Oberlin College Award for Distinguished Service to the Community. Rosa's kindness, leadership, and dedication to the city of Oberlin has had an immeasurable impact. Rosa is currently the Volunteer and Outreach Coordinator at Oberlin Community Services, OCS, and through this work, she helps provide food and essential services to thousands of people. She is a pillar of the community and has worked for decades to help strengthen and support Oberlin. Rosa was born in Chicago, but has been an Oberlin resident since the 7th grade. She's an Oberlin High School graduate. Her children attended the Oberlin schools and are now involved members of the Oberlin community.
After attending college, Rosa returned to Oberlin, where she has pursued a prolific career in community organizing and community service. Rosa was an early member of the Oberlin Climate Action Committee, was a home daycare provider for 11 years, and worked for the Head Start program and the Home Weatherization Assistance Program at the Lorain County Community Action Agency. Rosa has also served 3 terms on the Oberlin City Schools Board of Education. In addition to community service, she is active in community arts and culture. Rosa has been a board member of the music, art, drama, Mad Factory, participated in some productions at the Mad Factory, and is currently the music director at Mount Zion Baptist Church in Oberlin.
Rosa has worked at OCS for about 9 years, starting as the gardener for the People's Garden before being hired as the Volunteer and Outreach Coordinator. Through this role, she manages a food pantry, trains volunteers, and organizes events. In the past fiscal year alone, she coordinated nearly 300 volunteers, many of whom were Oberlin College students. These volunteers contributed thousands of hours of service, helping to provide food to hundreds of families per week. She helps organize community-centered events, such as the annual Juneteenth Cookout, which this past June served about 300 people. She also organizes the Jaquie Willis Back to School Supply Drive, a yearly event that provides backpacks and school supplies to students in need.
As the volunteer coordinator at OCS, she always brings a fun and welcoming energy. For clients in the pantry, she is a cheerful and friendly face, making people laugh and ensuring that everyone who visits feels cared for and respected. The work that OCS does for the community would not be possible without her dedication and leadership. Rosa's co-worker at OCS, Kathy Burns, described her as a jack of all trades and said, if you are looking for a tool or other hard to find or unique item, just ask Rosa, as she might have it or know how to help you.
We are both incredibly grateful for the opportunity to have connected with and worked with Rosa at OCS. It has had a huge impact on the experience that we and so many other student volunteers have had at Oberlin. We are honored to be presenting this award to someone as deserving as Rosa. Thank you.
We will now begin awarding this year's honorary degrees. Will the first candidate for the honorary degree of Doctor of Science please present herself? Presenting the award will be Christine Paris, Chair and Associate Professor of Sociology.
Hello. So, President Ambar, members of the faculty, graduating students, parents, family, and distinguished guests. It is my honor to present Dr. Chloe Bird for the degree of Doctor of Science. Chloe E. Bird, PhD, is a renowned medical sociologist and a leading authority on women's health, health equity, and the social determinants of health. Dr. Bird earned her PhD and MA in sociology from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, and her BA with honors in sociology at Oberlin College. She currently serves as the director of the Center for Health Equity Research at Tufts Medical Center and holds the Sarah Murray Jordan Professorship of Medicine at Tufts University School of Medicine. Simultaneously, she is a senior sociologist at the RAND Corporation, where she has spent several decades leading transdisciplinary teams in policy-relevant research. She specializes in rigorous analysis of how social determinants and institutional structures dictate gender, racial, and socioeconomic disparities in health. Dr. Bird's work is driven by a commitment to bridging the gap between sociological theory and clinical practice, ensuring that the healthcare industry moves beyond a one-size-fits-all model towards a more nuanced understanding of how sex and gender influence both biological outcomes and the quality of care received. This research illustrates how decisions made at the family, workplace, community, and government levels limit individual health behaviors and disproportionately impact women's longevity and wellness. Dr. Bird's scholarship has fundamentally reshaped national conversations regarding how structural forces influence health outcomes. She is widely recognized for advancing the theory of constrained choice, detailed in her book, Gender and Health: The Effects of Constrained Choice and Social Policies. Dr. Bird's empirical research has specifically identified critical gaps in medical care, such as the persistent undertreatment of women in cardiovascular health. Her findings have demonstrated that women often receive less aggressive diagnostic testing and treatment for heart disease compared to men, even when presenting with similar risk factors, a disparity she attributes to systematic biases in clinical guidelines and symptom recognition. Dr. Bird's influence extends to the highest level of national health policy and academic publishing. She has served as a senior advisor in the National Institutes of Health Office of Research on Women's Health, and contributed her expertise to a National Academies of Sciences committee tasked with reviewing NIH funding for women's health research. She is frequently called upon to provide expert testimony and keynote addresses, such as her recent address to the NIH Advisory Committee on Research on Women's Health. Her editorial leadership has been equally impactful. As editor-in-chief of Women's Health Issues, she has championed research addressing the unique medical needs of women. Dr. Bird's current research is equally ambitious, featuring a Patient-Centered Outcomes Research Institute Engagement Award aimed at improving mental health outcomes in California's Medicaid system, and a study commissioned by WHAM, Women's Health Access Matters. The latter study provides a groundbreaking return on investment analysis, showing that even small increases in funding for women's health research yields multi-billion-dollar gains for the global economy by increasing productivity and reducing long-term disability. Dr. Bird's contributions to the field have been recognized with the discipline's highest honors, including the American Sociological Association's 2021 Distinguished Career Award for the Practice of Sociology, the 2020 William Foote White Career Award for the ASA section on sociological practice, and fellowships in both the American Association for the Advancement of Science and the American Academy of Health Behavior. Throughout her career, Dr. Bird has remained committed to bridging the gap between sociology and medicine, ensuring that healthcare quality is measured not only by clinical success, but by equitable access for all. She remains a dedicated mentor and public speaker who continues to translate complex research into actionable change, fundamentally altering the landscape of global health equity.
Chloe Bird, Oberlin class of 1986, nationally recognized medical sociologist, groundbreaking researcher transforming women's health, and dedicated advocate for longevity and wellness for women globally. In the name of Oberlin College and Conservatory, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Science with all the rights, privileges, and honors thereunto appertaining. Will the candidate for honorary degree of Doctor of Music please present herself? Presenting the award will be Timothy Lefevre, Professor of Music.
President Ambar, members of the faculty, graduating students, parents, and family, and distinguished guests. It is my honor to present Christine Gerke for the degree of Doctor of Music. Gerke's artistic journey has never followed a straight line, and that may be exactly what has made it so compelling. She began not as a singer, but as a music education major, a woodwind player immersed in the structure and discipline of instrumental study. Along the way, she found herself drawn deeply into choral music, working with the legendary Robert Shaw, where the foundation of her musical life was shaped by an uncompromising commitment to text, line, and expressive truth. It was there that something shifted. Before she had even completed her undergraduate degree, her path turned decisively toward vocal performance and opera. What followed has been an extraordinary international career spanning more than 3 decades. A graduate of the Metropolitan Opera Lindemann Young Artist Development Program, Gerke has appeared on many of the world's great stages, earning recognition for a voice and presence that moves effortlessly across a wide spectrum of repertoire. From the clarity and elegance of Baroque and classical works to the emotional depth of Benjamin Britten, whose music remains especially close to her heart, she has brought a rare combination of intelligence, power, and vulnerability to every role she inhabits. Gerke is perhaps best known to many audiences for her commanding portrayal of Turandot, a role that has become a defining touchstone of her career, combining vocal brilliance with striking dramatic presence. In recent years, she has also become particularly celebrated for her interpretations of Wagner and Strauss, stepping fully into the demanding dramatic repertoire, which she has described as the spear and magic helmet phase of her career, with both fearlessness and humanity. Her performances of roles such as Brünnhilde and Elektra have been widely acclaimed for both their vocal command and their emotional honesty. At the same time, she has remained a passionate champion of new work, actively helping to shape the future of opera. In the coming season, she appears in 2 major world premieres, a new work by composer Missy Mazzoli and librettist Royce Vavrick at the Metropolitan Opera, and a second premiere at Washington National Opera with music by Christopher Tin and libretto by Kelly Rourke, a reflection of her ongoing commitment not only to performing great works, but also to creating them. But Gerke's work extends far beyond the stage. She has become an influential voice in the broader arts landscape, serving on the boards of several major arts organizations and contributing her insight and experience to the future of the field. Her leadership work has focused on creating environments where artists can thrive, not just as performers, but as whole human beings, and where institutions can more meaningfully connect with the communities they serve. That commitment has found a new home in her recent appointment as Professor of Voice at the University of Michigan School of Music, Theater, and Dance. There she brings the full weight of her experience, her successes, her challenges, and her hard-won perspective to the next generation of artists. Her teaching is rooted not only in technical excellence, but in a deep belief that artists must be empowered to tell their stories with authenticity, courage, and purpose. Throughout her career, Christine Gerke has remained guided by a simple but profound idea that music is, at its core, an act of communication. Whether on the world's largest stages or in the studio with a young artist just beginning their journey, she continues to seek connection, truth, and meaning in every note. President Ambar, I present to you Christine Gerke.
Christine Gerke, international acclaimed soprano and transformative interpreter of opera, whose career spans the world's leading stages, influential voice of the arts, bringing power, depth, and human connection to audiences around the globe. In the name of Oberlin College and Conservatory, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Music with all the rights, privileges, and honor thereunto appertaining. Will the candidate for honorary degree of Doctor of Science please present herself? Presenting the award will be Board of Trustee Vice Chair Molly Raphael, class of '67.
President Ambar, members of the faculty, graduating students, parents and family, and distinguished guests. It is my honor to present Dr. Carla D. Hayden for the degree of Doctor of Science. Nominated by President Barack Obama and confirmed by the Senate by a vote of 74 to 18, Dr. Carla Diane Hayden was installed as our nation's 14th Librarian of Congress in 2016. Dr. Hayden was the first woman, the first Black person, and only the third professional librarian to be so appointed. Upon assuming office, Dr. Hayden continued her lifelong, passionate dedication to equity of access by making widely available Library of Congress resources, particularly for rural and disabled communities. Today, those rare materials are available online to anyone. In May 2025, the President of the United States abruptly terminated Dr. Hayden's service. 15 months shy of the completion of her 10-year term in office. She handled the situation with grace, with a parting focus on the welfare of her staff. Shortly after she left the Library of Congress, Dr. Hayden was appointed Senior Fellow at the Andrew W. Mellon Foundation to advance public knowledge through libraries and archives. Dr. Hayden's appointment as Librarian of Congress was preceded by a very distinguished career. She completed her undergraduate studies at Roosevelt University in Chicago and then earned master's and doctorate degrees in library science from the University of Chicago. Her career afforded her a deep understanding of the value of libraries provided as they serve communities throughout the United States. Upon completion of her graduate studies, Dr. Hayden served as an associate professor of information science at the University of Pittsburgh from 1987 to 1991. She then dedicated her service to urban public libraries, providing exemplary leadership in Chicago, and then from 1993 to 2016 as executive director of the Enoch Pratt Free Library, the public library system in Baltimore, Maryland. During her 23-year tenure in Baltimore, Dr. Hayden became nationally recognized leader in the profession as public libraries adapted to the rapid advancement of technology. Moreover, her ability to connect with community leaders yielded partnerships that benefited communities, partners, as well as the library system. She kept libraries open as safe havens during times of civil unrest. For example, when Freddie Gray died in Baltimore's police custody and riots broke out in the city, Dr. Hayden conferred immediately with the library branch chiefs in the affected neighborhoods and concluded that those branches would remain open as centers of refuge and comfort for residents. She determined that libraries should play a social role to strengthen the resilience of communities and not serve only as repositories of information. In 2003, Dr. Hayden was elected president of the American Library Association. Her presidential initiative focused on equity of access to libraries. As ALA president, she spoke forcefully to protect the privacy of library users against provisions of the USA Patriot Act. Dr. Hayden is a role model for very many people, especially for librarians of color. Her focus on justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion is just who she is. Programs and services introduced in Baltimore often became models for other libraries. Her ability to lead staff to connect with the communities they served inspired her senior leaders, frontline managers, and staff. Dr. Hayden's accomplishments have been widely recognized and reflected in the numerous awards and honorary degrees she has received. They are a testament to her commitment to lead transformative, community-focused initiatives. The mission of the Oberlin College and Conservatory is to, quote, educate students for lives of intellectual, musical, and artistic rigor and breadth, sustained inquiry, creativity, and innovation, and leadership. It aims to prepare graduates with the knowledge, skills, and perspectives essential to confront complex issues and create change and value in the world. Dr. Hayden embodies these values. Therefore, with deep appreciation and respect, it is my honor to present Dr. Carla D. Hayden for the degree Doctor of Science.
Carla Hayden, passionate advocate for access to the libraries, dedicated and inspiring educator for the underserved, committed community-focused humanitarian. In the name of Oberlin College and Conservatory, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Science with all the rights and privileges and honors thereunto appertaining. Dr. Hayden's mom is here, so. Will the last candidate for honorary degree of Doctor of Humanities please present herself? Presenting the award will be Board of Trustee member Lily Johnson Edwards, class of 1975.
President Ambar, members of the faculty, graduating students, parents, family and friends, and distinguished guests. It is my honor to present Dr. Cecilia A. Conrad, the founder and CEO of Lever for Change, for the degree of Doctor of Humanities. Dr. Conrad's leadership as an economist, liberal arts faculty and administrator, and philanthropy executive combines deep academic expertise, decades of nonprofit and philanthropic experience, and a commitment to advancing economic equity and innovative solutions. She has turned bold ideas into bold actions that transform the lives of individuals and communities. Dr. Conrad not only believes that one person can change the world, her career bears witness that such transformational change is indeed possible. Following a distinguished academic career at Barnard College, Duke University, and Pomona College in Claremont, California, Dr. Conrad joined the John T. and Catherine D. MacArthur Foundation in 2013 as a managing director, where she led the MacArthur Fellows Program, popularly known as the Genius Grant. She steered the Cross Foundation team that created 100 and Change, MacArthur's groundbreaking open call competition that awards a single $100 million grant to help solve a critical problem of our time. In 2019, she founded Lever for Change. As the nonprofit CEO, Dr. Conrad continues to address some of the world's systemic challenges, including racial inequity, gender inequality, access to economic opportunity, and climate change. Under her visionary leadership, Lever for Change has brought together nonprofits and donors to create $2.5 billion in grants to over 500 charitable organizations. By creating more equitable pathways to philanthropic investment, Lever for Change is dismantling long-standing barriers and creating opportunities for smaller organizations to secure transformative funding, while enabling donors to discover and support innovative solutions and emerging leaders. Dr. Conrad has been recognized for redefining and expanding the scope and impact of transformative philanthropy. She was named to the inaugural Time 100 Philanthropy list in 2025, included in Forbes' 50 over 50 impact lists in 2024, and recognized among Inside Philanthropy's 2023 50 most powerful women in philanthropy. Dr. Conrad's leadership in philanthropy illuminates a visionary commitment to social justice and equity that also embodies Oberlin's mission to prepare graduates who have the knowledge, skills, and perspectives essential to confront complex issues and to create change and value in the world. It is my honor, Madam President, to present Dr. Cecilia A. Conrad for the degree of Doctor of Humanities.
Cecilia Conrad, visionary leader in philanthropy, fearless economist and champion of creative achievement, innovator, an educator, and steadfast advocate for equity and opportunity. In the name of Oberlin College and Conservatory, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humanities with all the rights and privileges and honors thereunto appertaining. And now, it is my honor to ask Cecilia Conrad to deliver the 2026 commencement address.
Thank you, and congratulations to my fellow degree recipients and to the graduates of the class of 2026. About 20 years ago, I was sitting at my desk at Pomona College when the phone rang. A melodious voice said, "I am Dan Sokolow, director of the MacArthur Fellows Program." My heart skipped a beat. Like many others, I fantasized about getting this phone call. For those of you not familiar with it, the MacArthur Fellows Program, also known as the Genius Grants, awards $850K to individuals who have demonstrated exceptional creativity. Oberlin graduates should be familiar with this program. 15 Oberlin alumni have been named MacArthur Fellows, more than any other liberal arts college. Now, you can't apply for this fellowship, and you typically have no idea you're being considered until one day the phone rings and a voice says, "I'm calling from the MacArthur Fellows Program." My heart started racing. What could I have done to attract their attention? Perhaps they knew about my creative interpretive dance of supply and demand and market equilibrium. This and this and this. But before I had a chance to get too excited, the voice said, "I am not calling to tell you that you've won a fellowship." Talk about bursting my bubble. Even though I wasn't getting a MacArthur Fellowship, Dan was offering me a life-changing opportunity. He invited me to be on the Secret Selection Committee, an amazing group of people from many different disciplines and domains who make the final recommendation for the fellowship winners. I credit my service on this committee for my move into the academic deanship. At faculty parties, my Pomona colleagues were amazed that an economist, a dismal scientist, knew about the latest play from a new playwright and had heard of quantum computing. Even though I wasn't, did that one twice. Several years later, I was offered the opportunity to lead the program. I got to make those life-changing phone calls. I especially recall the 2017 call with Oberlin Class of 2000 alum Rihanna Giddens. Singer, yes. Singer, songwriter, instrumentalist, and co-founder of the Carolina Chocolate Drops. When she heard the news of her fellowship, her response was, "Oh, good, maybe I can try writing the opera I've dreamed about." The opera Omar, the story of a Muslim scholar enslaved in America, premiered in 2022, 5 years after that call. I hope that some of you saw Omar when Rhiannon and other talented Oberlin alums performed a concert version here at Oberlin in December 2024. The MacArthur Fellowship looks for what researchers call big C creativity, rare displays of creativity that have a major impact on others. For example, Ralph David Hotchkiss, Oberlin Class of 1969, designed wheelchairs that could be built in low-resource country using inexpensive local materials. He built factories in 25 countries that employed people with disabilities. Biologist Richard Linsky, Oberlin Class of 1996, research on how microbes evolved and co-evolved advanced our understanding of antimicrobial resistance. Diane Meyer, Oberlin Class of 1973, reshaped the field of palliative care. But big C creativity cannot happen without little c creativity, the capacity to make unexpected connections and find new paths to solve problems, the divergent thinking that makes a good community leader, teacher, engineer, entrepreneur, or artist. Both big C and little c are engines of economic growth, and they both lead to improved mental health, and convey other social benefits. Big C is by definition rare, but research suggests that even little c capacity is declining in Americans. Torrance scores, an indicator of divergent thinking, have been falling for decades. Patent creativity is down, and generative AI threatens to accelerate this trend. So, it is important to understand what nurtures creativity. And based on their overrepresentation among MacArthur Fellows, liberal arts college appeared to be fertile ground, and Oberlin appears more fertile than others. Perhaps it is the conservatory next to the arts and sciences, next to the art museum, or as I learned yesterday, the EXCO courses. Whatever the explanation, you are graduating with something statistically unusual. Today, I offer a little bit of advice on keeping that spark alive. Number one, never stop learning. The biggest threat to creativity isn't failure, it's stagnation. Your brain's ability to make novel connections depends on new inputs. When you stop acquiring new fields, skills, and perspectives, you start recycling. Parents, grandparents, this advice is not just for the graduates. It applies to you too. The chance to learn something new was one motivation for my leaving a secure yet stressful position as a tenured faculty member and dean of the faculty at Pomona to lead the MacArthur Fellows Program. And look where that led me. A fractional EGOT. That's an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony, and a spot on this stage with you. After you graduate, pretend that you still have general education distribution requirements. Keep on reading, listening, and watching content beyond your profession or vocation. My second piece of advice is to take risk. Every creative act involves the possibility of being wrong, being misunderstood, or failing publicly. That is not a bug, that is the mechanism. The most common way that people lose their creative spark isn't the single dramatic failure. It's a slow accumulation of small retreats. The idea not pitched, the question not asked. Oberlin has a long history of institutional risk-taking. First to admit women, first to admit Black students, early adopter of new pedagogies. That is your inheritance. Don't spend it carefully. I waited until late in life to take a major risk. 7 years ago, when many friends of my friends were retiring, I launched a new enterprise, Lever for Change. In just a few short years, we have built a more open model of philanthropy that brings in diverse expertise, helps donors make better decisions about where to give, and gives nonprofits, especially those closest to the problems, the chance to shape solutions. We didn't know if our model would work, but we took the risk. And in our first 6 years, we helped donors make more than $2.5 billion in philanthropic grants, and as you heard earlier, supported over 500 organizations. What's also noteworthy is over 70% of those organizations have proximate leadership. Because we took that risk, 10 million Texans gained expanded access to mental health care. More than 1 million displaced people across 10 countries were supported by strengthened refugee-led ecosystems, and 23 million children in the Middle East and North Africa gained access to early learning. I am urging you to take risk. Thanks. I am urging you to take risks, but don't go crazy. Take risks that are reversible or learnable, but don't jump out of an airplane without a parachute. My third piece of advice: if you spend most of your time in rooms where you think you are the smartest person, find different rooms. This is the hardest advice to take because competence feels good. Being the expert is comfortable, and recognizing that you are not always the smartest person in the room requires humility. But creativity is almost always born at the edge of what you know, what Howard Gardner, another MacArthur Fellow, calls fruitful asynchrony. It lives in friction, surprise, and being genuinely challenged. Consider two Oberlin alums who became MacArthur Fellows: Jeremy Dink, class of 1990. He graduated with a double degree in piano performance and chemistry. And he's now one of America's most foremost concert pianists and writers. Julie Taymor, class of 1974, created an independent major in folklore and mythology, and then went on to direct The Lion King on Broadway. One word of warning: sometimes being around those other very smart people will be uncomfortable. They may disagree with you vehemently. And unfortunately, the muscle required to listen to others, to disagree respectfully, can atrophy if not consciously developed and regularly exercised. So don't forget to exercise it. As Oberlin graduates, there is a chance that one of you may one day received that legendary phone call from the director of the MacArthur Fellows Program. There were Oberlin alums in the 2022, 2023, and 2024 cohorts. Writer Kisa Lemon, musician Courtney Bryan, and historian Jennifer Morgan. But even if you aren't named a fellow, what has the real potential to make the worth life and to make life better is little c creativity. Small c creativity is not just a personal asset, it is a civic one. The problems worth solving, inequality, climate, democracy, health, will not be solved by algorithms or by playing it safe. And they will not be solved by working alone. And that brings me to my last piece of advice. If you get to be in the room where it happens, quoting another MacArthur Fellow, hold the door open for others to join you. We are unlikely to be engaging with the smartest people and the best ideas if there is inequitable access to resources and power. The most transformative ideas are sitting in rooms that don't yet have the resource or access to be heard. That's not just a justice problem, it's a creativity problem. Diverse teams with different expertise and lived experience consistently outperform homogeneous ones. So to recap, never stop learning, take some risks. If you spend most of your time in rooms where you think you are the smartest person, find different rooms. And if you get to be in the room where it happens, open the doors for others to join you, and then, class of 2026, make stuff happen. The phone may ring for you, one of you, but the work worth doing doesn't wait for the call. Congratulations to the class of 2026.
And now, my dear students, the moment is upon us. I've had the opportunity to meet alumni literally from all over the world. And I can tell you that no matter how much time has passed, whether it's been 1 year or 50 years, they speak of how transformational this experience has been. They will often mention key faculty or a course or a special program that contributes to this transformation. But maybe most often, they will mention the experience of their fellow students. Having inhabited this position for almost 10 years now, I can say with confidence that the students of Oberlin are the most important part of our distinctiveness. It has been my deep honor to serve as your president. I've observed you in class and welcomed you into my home, danced with you at the SCO, performed on stages and concerts. I've witnessed your humanity and the work you've done in student organizations and causes large and small. I often say the world needs more Oberlin graduates. I believe that with all my heart, because Oberlin graduates change the world for good. I can assure you that you are ready for all that awaits you in the world beyond. The only remaining thing for you to do is to go and fulfill your destiny. Congratulations, class of 26. So now, let us proceed. We will now begin conferring the degrees of the class of 2026. We ask that the audience remain in Tappan Square as graduates return to their seats until the entire class of 2026 has received their diplomas.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is William Quinlan. I'm Dean of the Conservatory of Music. And it is a great, great pleasure, President Ambar, it's my distinct pleasure, to present to you these candidates of the class of 2026 who've been recommended to the faculty of the Conservatory of Music and to the general faculty for the degree of Master of Fine Arts. The candidates for the degree of Master of Fine Arts have risen and come forward, and I invite you all to please come forward and present yourselves as I call your names. For the degree of Master of Fine Arts, Kwan Chan. Yansi Lee. Yuhan Liu. Jason McDougall. Shuiying Wan. Weiwei Wan. Yixuan Zhang.
Can we check them? There it is. In the name of Oberlin College, I confer upon you who have completed the prescribed requirements with all the rights and privileges and honors pertaining to your degree of Master of Fine Arts.
President Ambar, it is my distinct pleasure to present these candidates of the class of 2026 who've been recommended to the faculty of the Conservatory of Music and to the general faculty for the degree of Bachelor of Music. The candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Music, please rise and come forward, as many of you have already begun, and please come forward to receive the diploma certifying the degree of Bachelor of Music. Nathaniel Eugene Abreu. Antonio Liu Ajero. Maria Lee Alexander. Marcus Alonso. Chloe Shannon Arnold. Peyton William Avery. Izzy Brianna Baker. Elliot Lawrence Block. Ben David Bossler. Matthew Thomas Brown. Christopher David Broyles. Capri Isabella Castriata. Molly Munjing Chan. Stephen Clyde Coffey. Rosalie Archer Coleman. Joshua Dong. Soren Alexander Edman. Mustafa Amir Ife. Miriam Robin Evans Sachs. Jamie Felix Toll. Kai Chet Gurman. Abigail Grace Getty. Marie Jeanette Graham. Olive Ahan Harlan. Reese Nicole Henrick. Sage Taylor Hoffman. Ifan Ho. Jackson Thomas Hunt. Will Parker Judd. Chloe Lynn Kitzmiller. Erin Nicole Koo. Samantha C. Kramer. Ethan LaChapelle. Alexander Lopshin. Malcolm Cooper Laurier. Deshaun D. Lawson. Justin Ty Lee Price. Skylar Montana Lair Bryant. Kirsten Dora Lee. Shinja Lee. Senbao Liu. William Joseph Mathangani. Gwendolyn Ramona Rabernack McKee. Elizabeth Ray Moss. Donovan Musicant. Henry Magnus Newquist. Aaron Milo Winograd Nichols. Melvin T. Nims. Faye Viola Grace Ordaz. Arturo Orso. Kaylee Elizabeth Pritchard. George Rogers. Zola Sadi Klein. Milay Adia Sagawa. William Jacob Shear. Subi Sio. Next up we have Ellen Juan Sok. Yes? Max Seamus. Abigail Hope Simpson. Kivar Smith Harold. Emily Jihi Sun. Hannah Bettina Stone. Lilibeth Rose Swally. Ryan James Sweeney. Chao Ming Tran. Yishuan Wang. Xin-Yi Wei. Tobias Young. Oh, I need Ben Gages watching that. My goodness. Jahan Zhou. William Chen.
In the name of Oberlin College and Conservatory, I confer upon you all the rights and privileges for pertaining to your degree of Bachelor of Music. Is that where we are? Okay, excellent.
Yes, indeed. Tobias's dance, that just sort of, my goodness gracious. We will now move on to the double degree. President Ambar, it is my distinct pleasure to present these candidates to the class of 2026 who've been recommended to the faculty of the Conservatory of Music, the faculty of the College of Arts and Sciences, and the general faculty for the double degrees of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Music. The candidates for the double degrees of Bachelor in Arts and Bachelor of Music, please rise, and we invite you to receive the diploma, coming forward as we call your name, and receive these diplomas certifying the double degree of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Music. For the double degree, Amachi. Lyric Martin Justice Anderson. Ian Joshua Campen. Harrison Fink. Molly Elizabeth Foley. Abe Fredo. Amelia Fries. Mateo Douglas Heron. Katomi Inaba. Martin Anaya Benaya Etoa Kent. Sophie Marie Leah. Elizabeth Ann Martin. Gerard Benjamin McCrowan. Julian Oliver Gruta Mendiola. Olivia Rose Molina. Katarina Sylvia Geiger Mueller. An Nguyen. Chase O'Connor Olson. Jonah Zachary Ordauer. Ava Corinne Paul. Jamie Phillips Friedman. Anton Mickey Davidovich Shelton. Oliver Livingston Smith. Matthew Tanner III. Marissa Julianne Tile. Lena Thomas. Mia T. Chan. Leah Marie Vey. Walker Philip Whitehouse. Cassie Nicole Wilson. Julia Winiger. Kingsley Price Wood. Diana Elise Reed. Madam President, here ends the double degrees.
In the name of Oberlin College Conservatory, I confer upon you who have completed the prescribed requirements with all the rights and privileges and honors pertaining to your double degree of Bachelor's of Art and Bachelor's of Music. We will now confer the degree of Bachelor's of Arts for the class of 2026. The candidates will be presented by the Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, David Kimitsika.
President Ambar, it is my distinct pleasure to present the candidates of the class of 2026 who have been recommended by the faculty of the College of Arts and Sciences and the general faculty for the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts please rise? I invite you to receive your diploma, which certifies the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Katie Prescott. Ruby Evelyn Adu. Lillian Rachel Dodson. Naomi Sarah Abrahamson. Marta Abrams. Ev Ackert. Victoria Xuanzhang Adair. Andres Adam Padilla. Ani Elise Adele. Asha Ugarwal. Mohsen Umjad Aldajani. Yvette Alari. Alira Veronica Allen. Emily Crawford Olitzhauser. Jasmeli Almonte. Saida Alphonse. Haley May Alspa. Sebastian Ogilvy Altman. Matthew Alexander Alton. Anna Korbansky Alves. Hannah Caden Allwine. Gregory Charles Almenta. Mark Chavez Anderson. Kai Darwin Anderson. Wendy Carolina Ongiano. Danius Ballinger Antoine. Iris Shawi Archibald. Moe Adiyoshi. Hayden Asiano. Ollie Jane Axelrod. Talon Bailey. Vivian Grace Zettler Bailey. Amelia Bayless. Sydney Karina Banks. Edward Lyons Bannon. Zach Barron. Alvaro Boquero Rodriguez. Catherine Rose Barry. Elizabeth Sophia Barta. Faith Lynn Bassett. Callie Leanne Bateman. Maya Simone Pearl Battle. Bridget Rain Bays. Jay Beal. Nat Becker Stevens. Shane Beckwith. Aaron Beatty. David Belial. Stephen Albert Jorge Bell. Ana Helena Siegel Benjamin. Luke Edison Bennett. Ian Alexander Benson. Alejandra Riley Bernal. Jana Nazay Bathia. Ella Sofia Bezkorovini. Rohini Bharat. Kisa Kaneda Beeley. Blaze Marie Blackburn. Anjali Karina Blacker. Bella Bloom. Matthew Bloom. Chloe Bocara. Daniel Bochi. Henry Davis Bame. Vanity Emma Ruth Boney. Eleanor Joy Bixby Bolker. Blue Bologna GT. Catherine Elizabeth Boney. Haley Athena Ondis Bani. Sasha Ray Borislow. Amber Rose Borofsky. Ksenia Borokova. Karis Bowen. Owen Boxer. Samuel Morling Brady. Elizabeth Nicole Brame. Josh Kai Bramson. Isabel Braun. Layla Rachel Brenner. Lucinda Judith Brennan. Solomon Brennan. Zachary Bronson. Paige Elizabeth Brown. Ella Maeve Hughes Bruzek. Asa Bree. Benjamin Joseph Bushman. Leah Margaret Burdett. Adeline Preston Berg. Loon Ray Berger. Sal Hall Burkhart. Amanda Concepcion Cabrera Benitez. Isabella Cabrol. Liam Daniel Cohen Campbell. Annabella Carbone. Clara Elizabeth Carl. Haley Lauren Carlson. Lee Carlson. Justin Michael Carney. Claudia Castro. Genesis Anthony's Chalmers. Aiden Champagny Ellington. Solomon Chang. Katya Bohochevsky Chapin. David Reese Kishiro Chapman. Isla Chasin. Jane Margaret Chima. Carlo Chen Sereno. Brandon Karandung Chi. Daniel Thomas Chan. Lindsay Edith Chow. Helena Anjali Syrian. Anna Clark. Isabel Clavena Bosco. Valerie Clellan. Ruby Michaela Cohen. Asher James Colvin. Riley Benjamin Conklin. Olivia Rachel Corradi. Lana Nicole Coulon. Sylvie Madeline Cove. Rory Sophia Cronin Townsend. Ezra Lev Crow. Leah Jingjing Crowley. Sebastian Cruz. Catherine Caesar. Annalise Christine Curl. David Curtin. Macy Dahl. Connor Daly. Lucas Cohen Daly. Chloe Philandria Damascus. Kolini Lano Dana. Isabella Donna Descanio. Jackson Davies. Charles Alden Davis. Julia Davis. Molly Elaine Davis. Lauren Emily Deerdorf. Elizabeth Delgado Marcus. Iravati Deo Chuda. Elizabeth Rose Desmond. Jackson Otto Detmer. Dylan J. Deutsch. Phoebe Kolpana Dickinson. Leila R. Dimonda. Michael Dinkle. Ariana Muriel D'Italia. Catherine Ornette Doan. Luke Ferris Dodson. A.B. O'Hara Trimble Dunnigan. Bia Claire Duell. Reina Shah Doshi. Cosima Elizabeth Dovan. Joseph Michael Draper. Natalie Dresner. Khalid Osman Duale. Jack Henry Smith Duffy. John Price Duffy. Samuel White Smith Duffy. Kaylee Sunai Dunham. Clara Lucy Dyson. Ellie Melinda Edwards. Saxon Foster Eggy. Abby Ehrenstein. Benji Eichner. Talia Gail Steinig Eisner. Mia Eden Levin Elkins. Barbara Elliott. Charles Amon Endres. You said I got it right. Jacob Epps. Madeline Epstein. Sydney Anna Epstein. Oscar Victor Deppen Ertman. Kit Evans. Benjamin Lewis Ewing. Yasiel Ewing. Kate Fabry. Lily Grace Falk. Sienna Elizabeth Fargus. Elsa Linnea Rayner Falders. Kira Faust. Jonah Seth Feinstein. Henry Alfred Feller. Abigail Ann Fiedler. Graham Ian Field. Jacob Max Fields. Vincent Thomas Filippelli. Thorin Marshall Finch. Riley Renee Finn. Cecilia Calogero Fiorito. Erica Juliet Flores. Z. Williams Pfluger. Kylie Flynn. Willow Shinwei Fogg. Elena Chapin Foley. Sarah Ruth Johnson Forsland. Ian Foss. James William Foster. Natalie Frank. Andy Jean Franz. Selena Emily Franz. Kaylee P. Frazier. Kayla Mora Friedman. Chloe Esther Freeling. Lucy Camille Freeman. Gemma Louise Freestone. Shay Robert Frankel. Vivian Friedman. Anna Carolyn Fritz. Marco Fuertes. James Alessandro Gaetano. Francis Martin Gallagher. Natalie Gamino. Louis Francois Gandelide. Katrina Joanna Gansen. Jiun Gai. Benjamin Robert Geeson. Isabel Gillibert. Catherine Grace Gilligan. Ezra Samuel Glassman. Fee Goldman. Isabel Evelyn Gonzalez. Liliana Gonzalez. Haley Love Gottesman. Kelly Graham. Phoebe Grandison. Allison Lee Grant. Emma Elaine Grant Beer. Gabrielle Lara Grau. J.J. Gray. Hunter William Green. Ella Duffy Green. Paige Aris Grossenbacher. Isa Mia Grumbach Bloom. Samuel James Vincent Guarino. Morgan Carly Guo. Z. Torres Gutierrez. Charlotte Catherine Haggerty. Evan Daniel Scott Hamilton. Isabel Honda. Brian Keith Hanna Jr. Kai Hansen. Hunter Pearl Harnpanich. Rafael Rio Escobedo Hart. Naomi Emiko Hartog. Ava Rose Hausworth. Claire Heary. Grinchen Ruth Heffelfinger. Kate Robin Heffernan. Rylan Dean Hefner. Dylan Alexander Hendrick. Nick Henneman. Marina Grace Hepler. Michael Russell Herskovici. Lily Shoshana Hezekiel. Molly Laura Higgins. August Celeste Hildebrand. Ashley Hiller. Megan Rose Hiller. Maya Hockheiser. Jonathan Bear Hodge. Arthur Hoffman. Zoe Davis Holland. Thomas Whitman Holmes. Ellie Holt. Quince McLeod Hopkins. Anna Violet Howard. Zusha Hua. Jonathan Nestle Hughes. Sophie Leslie Hull. Simon Kai Joyce Hunzinger. Julian Francis Hurley. Dylan Huang. Ellie Savannah Hyde. Ever Luella Hyman. Isabel Hyman. Saida Oybiekovna Ibragimova. Javier Antonio Iniguez. Abigail Lynn Sangdao Ito. Piper Bayou Jassim. Jillian Margaret Jensen. Madeline Jester. Wang Chu Xin. Nikhil Benjamin Giraj. Natalie Johnson. Walker Coleman Johnson. Aiden Patrick Johnston. Ian Stewart Johnston. Nikki Johnston. Catherine Johnstone. Caledonia Eve Joing. Margot Lagretta Jones. Michaela Lucille Jouer. Leon A. Huka. Ilan Kahanov. Kai Coombs Stengel Kashi. Hudson Lee Casson. Ethan Katz. Lindsay Amelia Kaufman. Ella Grace Kavanaugh. Zainab Kaya. Asher Solomon Kay. Madison Elizabeth Kekic. Nev Abigail Brady Kelly. Lillian Baker Kelly. Rose Elizabeth Kelly. Mars Catherine Kennedy. Samuel Edward Kennedy. Carisha Kesapragada. Rachel Eve Kessler Weinstein. Amira Kim. Erica Mi Kyung Kim. Huyen Tan Kim. Joanna Kim. Tamalin Kim. Jasper Clara King. Caitlin Kluger. Mia Taylor Knox. Chloe Koch. Ella Grace Kohler. Erin Lim Koch. Naji Edwards Konar Steenberg. Simon Kowatzer Mariani. Emma Noel Kosick. Violet Kotzen. Rowan Noah Kosnitz. Lily Kramer. Orion Hunter Couchet. Angela Marie Kumler. Naomi Rain Kuropatwa. Megan Rose Key. Zoe Lafontaine. Sean Lamb. Max Lang. Robert Coe Lanfer. Delisa Lapidus. Taya Larks. Claudia Grace Hovey Larison. Henry Ezekiel Larson. Shay Alexander Larson. Kevin Lavondera. Sarah Madeline Lavitt. Alexandra Berkeley Lawler. Bria Lawton. Lei Tae Feng Yong. Kan Lei. Ni Lei. Jacob Levy. Honora Suzanne Zhongfang Lee. Charlotte Hannah Lee. Greta Minju Lee. Mina Lee. Maya Lebanon. James Matthew Lee Lewis. Danielle Leiden. R. Mary Liao. J.P. Liddy. Gabriel Jules Liftman. Rachel Charity Lilly. Ian James Lim. Yuha Lin. Sean Lisan. Caitlin Bell Liu. Nathaniel Liu. Audrey Eileen Liu Sherban. Rodrigo Jose Yaguno. Carlota Isabel Loran Lopez. Icarus York Ludwig. Viet Long Lee Phat. Josephine Marion McDonald. Ellen Louise McClay. Kate Manaka. Namusendi Louis Makatiani. Max Jade Manco. Guadalupe Marino Garcia. Jacob Patrick Marin Cook. Daniel Kent Marsh. Catherine Grace Martin. Veronica Martinez. Stephanie Michelle Mata Granados. Michael Burnett Mathis. Addison Matsumura. Georgia Graham Mayer. Catherine Perkins McCall. Jontara Margaret McCormick. Mick McCormick. Alice Virginia McCoy. Andrew Wilkins German McCracken. Maya McDermott. Francis Meehan McDowell. Francis McFetridge. Theo McGlashan. Jovita Kathleen McIver. Eric Michael McEwen. Sarah Winifred McKinsey. Charles Robert McLaughlin. Patrick Francis McManus. Kathleen Ann McMorris. Naima McRoberts. Clara Mead. Maya Yvonne Means. Paul Joseph Medina. Captain Jesse Meislick III. Zoe Boo Meister. Ada H. Melton Houghton. Diana Cecilia Mena Fuentes. Zala Mendelson. Lucy Ann Merrill. Damani Askia Miller. Drew Miller. Cole Merman. Luke Moeller. Spencer Emily Moffett. Eva Catherine Mola. Owen Francois Mollard. Kai Monno. Mary Ann Montgomery. Muriel Joo-hee Moon. Lauren Elizabeth Moore. Eliana Bell Zeller Moorhead. Elijah Benjamin Morton. Avi Isaac Moses. Evelyn Moskowitz. Noah Matthew Moylan. Mufalo Mufalo. Andrea Isabel Muliawan. William Muliawan. Yuvia Waleska Munoz Diaz. Jessica Nadler. Sebastian Mark Naginski. Lily Carolina Namolsky. Adam Navar. Tanaka Douglas Ndove. Maxanne Niger. Madeline Melissa New. Liam Michael Newman. Max Newman. Bao Ngo. Ha Win. Sophia Nicholson. Lucas William Neeson. Kaya Alexis Noguera. Sahil Kale Novetsky. Maxwell Lewis Novick. Andrew Peter Nye. Kambinachi Nathan Obioha. Amelia June Ocampo. Travis O'Daniel. Ariana Ofosua Afori. Haley O. Joe O'Leary. Nikolai J. Olson. Athena Osborne. Mayuka Otski. Theo Papachristos. Ario Papas. Ju-Won Park. Lucy Pearl Parker. Sydney Kish Pasternak. L. Tsung Patterson. Charlotte Peck Pavlik. Caroline Julia Pearlson. Clara Mary Pearson. Jacob Peter Pelliccia. Jackson Baker Penny. Gabriela Anastasia Perez. Daniel Stephen Perlow. Atticus Finney Anderson. Jake Rockwell Pillsbury. Henry Pincus. Blythe Elaine Pluger. Ellison Nicole Pollock Ballard. Jailene Porto Real. Shalena Carey Potts. Ellie Jane Potts. Ella Catherine Harris Powell. Eliza Grace Powers. Leo Augustine Powers. Mariah Shaumung Pritchard. James Irving Purcell. Anadi Meher Puriwa Lega. Amanda Rabin. Amelie Ruth Rader. Cash Radoka. Frederick Theodore Rawl IV. Eli Franklin Raymer. Daneshri Anjana Ramji. Anthony Jose Ramos. Sarah Randall. Kartik Ranganandan. Jyothi Marie Rowe. Benjamin Hersher Rappaport. Olive Wilson Raymond. Manon Seth Reagans. Fina Eleanor Riley. Juliana Rainix. Marta Sarahi Reyes. Jackson Reynolds. Max Rowe. Eloise Sidney Suleimont Rich. Eleanor Elaine Richards. Mia Lenore Richardson. Beck Robertson. Sydney Brooke Robinson. Autumn Noel Rockwell. Nora Rogers. Kimberly Rodriguez Arroyo. Annika Armstrong Rose. Jessica and Angel Rosado. Ethan Joseph Rosen. Ida Rosenstein. Andy Rochelle. Lucho Rubio Fernandez. Analicia Ruiz. John Joseph Ryan. Sergey Alexander Sable Pulling. Eugenie Saha. Naomi Angel Saito. Kana Sakamoto. Sophia Isabel Samra. Kenneth Bernard Samuels III. Gerald Andres Sanchez Astudillo. Ana Santos. Olive Surratt. Maya Saveva. Lindsay Page Sachs. Elizabeth Paige Shearer. Loie Catherine Schiller. John Timothy Schussel. Olivia Wilder Schwartz. Emily Victoria Scott. Natalie Scott. Daphne Bronwyn Scroggins. Stella Maurice Sears Bicknell. Sidonie Quinn Seltzer. Theophilus Tanaka Setete. Mona Leila Maris Shab. Hibatullah Faris Shilon. Sayunt Karakuni Shajit. Nula Sharon. Aster Shen. Tanisha Shende. Woo. Alex Sherman Bernstein. Carrie Nora Sidney Shevitz. Yasuhiro Nikolai Shinozaki. Ray Shiroki. Rin Siegel. Brendan Simpkins. Eliana Claire Simpson. Charles Edward Sims. Clay Houghton Sinclair. Anhil Singh. Finn Safil Sipes. Olivia Rosemary Citrick. Miguel Antonio Siwadi Katan. Isaac Harold Slater. Clara Gilmore Smith. James Zachary Smith. Julia Inez Sotelo Emery. Maeve Southard Ray. Aiden Spector. Cassidy Eleanor McLean Spencer. Ruby Kyle Spencer. Natalie Jane Spitka. Sylvie Jane Staley. Benjamin Cheeseman Stankowitz. Jacob Stark. Connor Daniel Steele. Riley Sage Stagel. Zoe Wilson Steinhauer. Charlotte Brooke Stevenson. Zara D'Souza Stevick. John Bernard Stiepelman. Charles Stone. Catherine Cook Stormer. Isaac Aquino Stratton. Dallas Street. Nikolai Stewart. Eden Julian Sumner. Jasper March Schwartz. Jamie Talmore. Anli Kanoilani Tamari Bucci. Jaden Tar. Matthew Linus Taubman. Finley Joe Taylor. Ian Bentley Taylor. Jane Elizabeth Taylor. Tal Lili Tetzelli. Samuel Potter Thiel. August Renee Thigpen. Abraham Hemphill Thomas. Nathan Alexander Thompson. Eleanor Emmanuel Harper Thompson. Camille Natalie Thorpe. Sarah Elizabeth Tibbetts. Genevieve Grace Timoner. Benjamin Ethan Toker. Elisa Young Torrance. Graham Marshall Tuck. Jordan S.M. Tully. Amelia Cora Ziskin Tunnison. William Andrew Tuttle. Satoru Uchida. Yuin Zhongshu Mulder Uliasi. L. Unger. Juliana Olivia Urban. Maya Nasil Valdez. Tate Vanderpool. Hannah Grace Van. Cecilia Joyce Francis Vaughn. Suzanne Christina Vo. Erica Tran Vu. Danilo Vujacic. Anjali Lena Vuksana. Evelyn Lansing Walker. Jenna Chin Walker. Layla Wallerstein. Juliana Cullen Walls. Tyler Wang. Ryan Ward. Madison Chelsea Weathers. Dozie Barber Weed. Sage Capri Weissrock. Bix Weisberg. Tobias Oliva Wells Zimmerman. Anna Wenzel. Nairobi Whitfield. Audrey Wilson. Loretta Von Rollins Wilson. Rachel Jordana Wilson. Sophia Julianne Walker Wilson. Vaughn Adrian Wilson. Ruby Rathbun Wilson Olivo. Coolin Tearthum Snow Wise. Vivian Wolfson. Trace Michael Wood. Winifred Grace Wood. Ella Margaret Wozek. Adam Wright. Annie Joy Weiner. Alexandra Shenan Sia. Ella Yates. Vin Yolis. Emily Anna Young. Dylan Tung Yu. Juwaria Nur Zaharullah. Arlo Zhang. Isabel Yenvi Zering. Isaac Vladimir Zelka. Sherlock Zhao. Victor Manuel Zuno.
This concludes the formal commencement celebration for the class of 2026. Congratulations and good luck. Please move your tassel from the right side to the left side, symbolizing and formalizing this major life change from student to college graduate. Will the audience please remain while the platform party and faculty recess? We are honored by your presence and look forward to seeing all the good work you will do in the world. Congratulations once again.